The last international fixtures before the World Cup are over, so today we are going to take a look at my updated knockout stage predictions. But before we do, please don't forget to subscribe.
Do it.
So here we are at the round of 16 predictions, the first ones in today's video for the knockout stage of the World Cup. And starting off, we have the first game, Netherlands versus the USA. And to be honest with you, I think there's only one way that this can go, and it should be pretty clear to a lot of people that the Netherlands have, of course, topped their Nations League group that contained Belgium in it in particular, and that means, for me, that they are going to go straight through to the quarterfinals. The USA, I do reckon, will put up a fight. However, I just can't see them being able to get through the Netherlands, who have been so solid in recent matches. Moving on, we have arguably the greatest game in the entire World Cup, if it was to happen, being Argentina-France. And I think this time around, we will definitely see a change in results. Of course, I had France to come second in their group stage, just about, and I'm going to put Argentina straight through. They're in stellar form right now, with Messi and Lautaro Martinez just scoring everything, and no one is even getting through their defence. Moving on to our next game, we have one between two sides who are trying to create the most history possible, Wales and Senegal. Senegal being the best African side in the world, and Wales competing in their first World Cup for 64 years. This was the same game as I had predicted in my last video back in June, and then I said Senegal would win it. But as of right now, I'm not so convinced. The Mendy and Koulibaly combination at Chelsea hasn't worked as well as I expected it to, and Sadio Mane is really beginning to lose form at Bayern Munich. So actually, I'm going to change my mind for the first time in this video, and I'm going to say that Wales are going to get through to the quarterfinals. Moving on, we have Denmark against Poland, and to be honest with you, I can only see one winner. Denmark are on a spree right now. They are absolutely going around and destroying everyone and getting clean sheets as well for the most part. So I'm going to put Denmark through, saying that Kasper Schmeichel with another wonderful big tournament performance. Germany versus Canada. Yeah, I don't know if we really need to stay on this for very long. Canada have some extremely good players, particularly some fast ones, with Alphonso Davies and Jonathan David. However, Germany, yeah, they're Germany. They have an incredible team. Of course, Hansi-Dieter Flick being their manager. They have to be one of the favourites to win the whole tournament. And unfortunately for Canada, I see this being where their campaign ends. Brazil-Uruguay, a nice little South American derby, as you could call it, is probably going to be one-sided. Brazil are another one of the favourites for the World Cup, of course, with Neymar, Vinicius Jr., the list goes on and on and on, and two of the best goalkeepers in the world in Edison and Alisson. I really can't see anyone quite yet getting past Brazil. However, in match 55, Croatia and Spain is possibly one of the most even contests in the entire round, and I do not know which way this is going to go. It's a complete toss of the coin. Spain top their Nations League group, Croatia top their Nations League group, and as of right now, the Nations League finals have not happened yet. I'm going to say this one will definitely go to extra time. However, I'm going to give it to Croatia because they always seem to come up with something right at the end of every game, and particularly in these big tournaments in which Spain really don't have the best track record in recently, or at least since 2010. I know a lot of the comments will be saying that Spain should be going an awful lot further, but I have a feeling Croatia are going to just about edge them and get through to the quarters. Portugal-Serbia would be one of the most fiery rematches of this entire tournament, because of course, Serbia sent Portugal to the qualifying playoffs. And this time around, I think they'll do the very same thing and in fact send them home altogether. Serbia have been playing pretty well, beating Norway 2-0, and that's a pretty impressive feat when your opposition side has Erling Haaland. Portugal have not been on form and threw away their Nations League group with 2 minutes to go. So, because of that, I'm saying they are going to not be making it to the quarterfinals and Serbia will go on through. Moving into the quarterfinals now, we start with the Netherlands up against Argentina. This is going to be one of the greatest games of the whole tournament, and as we can see here, these first two in particular are incredible games anyway, but these are sides who should do extremely well in this competition. I'm going to, however, have to send Argentina through to the semi-finals. Their attack, their defence, their everything is just so solid. Unfortunately for the Netherlands, I can't see you getting through this game, even though you are bowing out, if this was to be the case, at an extremely tough test. Germany-Brazil could well be the final in terms of how prestigious this match would be. However, I'm going to have to say, and yes, this was a game that I predicted to happen later in the tournament. In the last video, I said that this would be the semi-final, in fact. I am going to say that Germany will edge Brazil, and I'm going to give an awful lot of reasoning on this because I was hammered when I said the same thing back in June. Brazil are an incredible team, but they're incredible at attacking. They can still concede a lot of goals, particularly that one they conceded against Tunisia a couple of games ago. Germany, on the other hand, don't really like to concede that many goals. And that is the perfect thing to have up your sleeve if you are playing an attacking team. Germany also managed to sneak in just enough goals to get by in most games. I definitely think this will be level after 90 minutes. Say, for example, the game Germany played against England a few days ago. And I think Germany will do enough to either edge the match or win it on penalties. Moving into match 59, we have two quarterfinals left. This one is a rerun of the Euros round of 16, Wales versus Denmark. And unfortunately, I just can't see a way past Denmark for Wales. I just think Denmark are one of the greatest sides in Europe and possibly extremely underrated even still. And for that reason, I'm going to have to send them through to the semi-finals. For Wales, though, it would be a close game, and I wouldn't be too surprised if they were to make it through to the semi-finals, just as they did in Euro 2016. Croatia, Serbia, a little derby going on here, but I will be saying that Croatia are once again going to make the semi-finals of the World Cup. I just think they're a more solid team overall. Yes, perhaps Serbia have the better attack with Aleksandar Mitrovic. However, Croatia have Modric in the midfield and can just spread the play so well, play through the midfield, keep a nice balance to the game, and that is the way I see this going. The semi-finals coming up, we have Argentina against Germany first of all. And if I've said that Germany are going to beat Brazil, I'm going to have to stick with them to beat Argentina. And while I'm not totally convinced on this, I think my reasoning has to stand true. If I say it once, I have to go with it again. Messi and Lautaro Martinez can flip any game. Any prediction that I say Argentina are going to lose can very easily be turned on its head by a moment of brilliance by one of the football goats, if that's what you want to say. However, Germany's manager is arguably the best manager in the world, and I know for that comment that I can see the YouTube comment section blowing up already at this stage, and none of them are very nice. But in saying that, you've got to remember that when Hansi Flick came to Bayern, they were 5th place in the league and ended up winning every possible tournament that season. And for that reason, I think he will definitely be getting the most out of Germany for this tournament, and they will be my first finalists. But who will join them? And between Denmark and Croatia is the big question. Two of the most solid, maybe not flashy, but solid sides in all of Europe. One of them will be a complete underdog and will go to the final. So once again, actually, a fully European final. Who am I sending through? Well, in this case, I'm really undecided. This is going to be a game that quite possibly goes all the way to extra time. Who do I think will win it? At the end of the day, I'm going to have to give this to Croatia. It's an interesting decision to say that Croatia will qualify for the World Cup final twice in a row, despite having an extremely aged squad at this stage and being total underdogs anyway. But I can just see them having a little more of an attacking spark than Denmark and being able to get a few more goals past Kasper Schmeichel. And for that reason, my final is Germany versus Croatia. And I think a lot of you viewers already know the answer to this. Germany are my World Cup winners. Yes, I've given all my reasoning already as to why I think so. A lot of you in the comments section of the last World Cup predictions video, by the way, this has not changed, I said the same last time, and a lot of you were not impressed by my prediction, but we will see if it goes ahead and comes true. I know with their form currently, it's possibly a little bit of an out there prediction. I do accept that fact, particularly when you've got sides like Brazil, like Argentina on the prowl looking for a first World Cup in ages to bring back to South America. But I think Germany will just about edge it, being a balanced team overall, particularly if they can find somewhere to score goals now that Timo Werner is picking up form for RB Leipzig. Do you agree with this video, or do you think that Germany are not worthy winners of this World Cup, particularly in my predictions? Let me know in the comments down below. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time.